Okay, so today we're going to finish up the worksheet that you guys had yesterday. We're going to finish up the remaining questions on both sides. So I'm going to do a couple examples on this front side. The one that don't ask why, where we're solving for y. I'm going to do numbers 9 and 15 with you. So we'll go ahead and start with number 9. Again, for all these problems, we are solving for the y. Okay, so for number 9, draw my line in the middle. I need to look at what is happening to my y. What do you see happening to your y? Here, I see that a 3 is directly attached. When the 3 is directly attached, that means it is being multiplied to my y. So I'm being multiplied by 3. And then I see that they added this negative. I'm sorry, this x. Sorry about that. They added this x. So what I'm going to do first, remember we work backwards, I'm getting rid of this positive x. How do you get rid of it? You need to subtract it. So we're going to subtract it. And the last thing, if we saw that they multiplied by 3, we're going to divide by 3. Okay? And what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So the first thing we need to do is take away our x. Okay, so we subtract our x from both sides. X minus x, that cancels. Bring down our 3y. Bring down your equal sign. 3 and negative x, can that combine? No, so you just bring each one down. I bring down my negative x, bring down my positive 3. Okay, the last thing I need to do is divide out by 3. So I divide out by 3 and I do it to everything. Okay, so 3 over 3 cancels. I'm left with my y on this side is equal to negative x divided by 3. Can that be reduced as a fraction? Can you guys see what that fraction is? You guys know this is a negative x. That's the same thing as a negative 1x. Okay, so what can negative 1 over 3 be reduced? No, so that stays as a negative 1 over 3x. And 3 divided by 3 gives you a positive 1. So when you're solving for y, for this equation, your y equals negative 1x over 3 plus 1. All right. Okay, so for problem 15, again, we're solving for y. So I need to get my y alone. I need to see what is happening to it so I know what to do. So I'm looking here at my y, and I see that there's a negative attached, right? Anytime something is attached, right, it's being multiplied. So there's no number here, right? When there's no number, we know it's that invisible 1. So our y is being multiplied by a negative 1. And then they added this x, right? They added an x. So first thing I need to do is get rid of that x. So if they added it, I'm going to subtract it. I'm going to take it away. Okay? So let's subtract the x from both sides. X minus x cancels. We bring down our negative 1y is equal to, and negative 1 minus x cannot combine, so we just rewrite it, negative x minus 1. Bring each of them down. And the last thing I need to do is if they multiplied by negative 1, I need to get rid of it. So we're going to divide by negative 1. So I divide on both sides. I divide everything out by negative 1. So this negative 1 over this negative 1 just disappears. It cancels. We're left with the y on this side. This negative 1x divided over negative 1 is just going to leave you with a positive x. Right, the negatives cancel. If there was an invisible 1, if you wrote the 1 divided by 1, that cancels. So you just bring down your x. And then negative 1 over negative 1 is going to leave us with a positive 1. So that's going to be your answer for number 15. I'm going to go on ahead and do number 23 for you guys as well. Again, we're solving for y, so we are seeing directly what is happening to my y. So we know what to do. This y, I see a negative 4 attached, meaning it's being multiplied by a negative 4. Then they added this 4x to it. So the first thing I need to do is get rid of that 4x. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. And then if they multiplied by a negative 4, the next thing I'm going to do is divide out by a negative 4. Okay, so again, the first thing, subtract your 4x from both sides. 4x minus 4x cancels. Bring down your negative 4y. Your equal sign, 12 minus 4x cannot be combined, so we just bring each of them down, negative 4x. Bring down your positive 12. And the last thing we need to do is divide out by a negative 4 to everything. So these negative 4 divided by negative 4 cancels out. We bring down our y. Negative 4x divided by, the negative 4 divided by negative 4, that also divides out. Bring down our 1. And plus a positive 12 divided by negative 4 leaves us with a negative 3. So y should equal x minus 3.